With this video, I'll be starting a series titled The Little Writing Details. The Little Writing Details. By the little writing details, I'm talking about the small, the tiny, yet very important details that a lot of writers commonize, a lot of writers, a lot of students look down on in the process of writing. A quick disclaimer, you should understand that no aspect of writing, no writing tip is to be considered as insignificant, as unimportant, or as too small to make your writing awesome. As a matter of fact, it is these so-called unimportant details that come together to make your writing good. So if you want to be a good writer or a good student of your English language with writing, you should be able to put all of these writing details together to make your writing a awesome piece. Now, and this includes how you're able to use your short pauses, the long pauses, the punctuation, and bring all of these tiny pieces together to make your writing worth reading or worth being considered as a good piece of writing. So in today's episode, I'm talking about two important things you should pay close attention to as a good student of writing, or as a writer, or as a student. The first is we should understand what a complete thought is, what a sentence is, because as a writer, we write in sentences. So, what is a sentence? A sentence is a complete thought. A complete thought is what you consider as a sentence. And in this case, I don't want to go into the intricate or the technical aspect of what a sentence is. Simply, a sentence is a complete piece of information, is a complete thought. For example, this class has started. This class has started. That's a complete thought. My name is Benjamin. That's a complete thought. My phone is recording right now. That's a complete thought. Everything is all right. That's a complete thought. You are a good writer. That's a complete thought. Today we'll be talking about little writing details. That's a complete thought. A complete thought is a sentence. A sentence is a complete thought. So, as a writer, you can see now that we write in sentences. It is sentences that come together to make a good writing. It is sentences that come together to make a complete book. So it is sentences that come together to make a good composition. So when your sentences are flawed, your writing, the entire writing process becomes flawed, right? However, even as important as that is, you should understand that there are little details that make a sentence what it is. Like I said, we'll be talking about two of these fundamentals. The first is a complete thought in writing begins with capital letter, with an uppercase. So as a writer, you want to write anything, you want to start a writing process, please note that the first thing you must do is to begin your writing process with a capital letter. So if you want to write, for example, this class has started, the first word, this, should start with the capital letter T, not the small letter t. It has to be a capital letter T. This class has started. That is very important, as little or as unimportant as that sounds. If you begin your piece of writing as a writer, whether you're typing or you're writing, and you start with a small letter, you're already showing incompetence. You're already showing that you've not mastered the art of writing. So as a student, you're going to write a composition, you're going to write an essay. The first thing you should note is to start your piece of writing with a capital letter. That's the first tip I want to talk about. That's the first tip you are to note in this episode, in this class. Number two, remember, I did say that a complete thought is a sentence, and a sentence is a complete thought. And you should start a sentence, a complete thought, with a capital letter. Now let us talk about the second tip. The second tip is what makes a sentence at the end, or is what makes a complete thought at the end. At the end of a complete thought, you should have a full stop. And that's a period, a full stop, a break, a complete halt, full stop. So when you write, when you begin a piece of writing, say for example, this class has started, capital letter at the beginning, to show that the sentence or the thought has ended, you should have a full stop at the end of that complete thought, at the end of that sentence. A piece of writing without a full stop is incomplete. However complete you think the thought process is, if your writing process, if your thought doesn't have a full stop, it shows that that is not a complete sentence. However complete you might think it is. So if I say, for example, this class has started without a full stop, it means that that is not a complete thought. So when you're writing as a student, as a writer, and you complete a thought, you complete a sentence, you should have a full stop, not a comma. So, and what that means is when you have a full stop, the next writing process, the next line of thought should begin with a capital letter. Every sentence, every complete thought should begin with a capital letter. This is very important. As unimportant as it might seem or appear to you, it is very important. If your writing is missing or is lacking in all of this little bit, then your writing won't come out good. So that's basically it in this video. We'll continue next time. Remember, a sentence is a complete thought, a complete information. And to know what and to recognize what a complete thought is, you should begin with a capital letter. You should say a capital letter at the beginning, and then you should say a full stop, a complete period at the end of at the end of the thought. So that's what makes a sentence. And these are the two fundamentals that this video sets to achieve. Thanks a lot for watching. Remember to keep speaking right and keep learning right. See you next time. Bye for now.